Hello friends, today I am here to explain the seventh program of the Java programming lab. Today the topic is exception handling, and then I have been given the program to be, that is, create an interface called library which contains the functions such as return book, borrow book and display, then create student class and faculty class, both of which implements the library interface, use necessary class members such as register number, name, department, and then perform menu driven operations. But here I need to do one extra thing is create custom exceptions for following condition. A student can borrow maximum of 5 books, otherwise raise exception. A faculty can borrow maximum of 7 books, otherwise raise exception. So I have already created the program. This is the same program which we did it in the sixth experiment. Only some addition is there. Like here you can see I am adding I am creating a class called my exception, which is extending the throwable interface, and then uh, you can see I have created a constructor my exception, and I am passing the string message, and then inside that constructor I am giving that message to the constructor of the super class. And then here I have created an interface library. Here I have initialized 3 functions: return book, borrow book and display. Borrow book throws my exception, and the same as we did in the sixth experiment, I am creating a class student. That implements the library interface, and then I have created a variables, and then I have created setter and getter functions. And then here you can see in the void borrow book I am throwing when I have declared that function, I am throwing like throws my exception. So this function will throws my exception, and then here I'm asking the user system.out.print that enter the number of books you want to borrow. So as the user enters, I am storing that value in no1, that is in that variable, and then I'm checking whether that number which he or she has entered is less than 6 or not. If it is less than 6, then the inside when it comes, it gets into another if loop, that is nested if loop. So here I'm checking whether the number of books he or she wants is less than the number of books available in the library or not. If it is available, then we'll perform the operation. I'm printing a message called book issued successfully, and then I'm decrementing the number of books from the number of books he or she wants to borrow. And then else books not available if it's more than the number of books available in the library. If the number of books he or she wants is more than 6, then it throws new my exception: you cannot borrow more than 5 books. So what this line will do is this will call the uh, this constructor string message, and this here they will pass this message: you cannot borrow more than 5 books. Here again I have created another function return book which returns the book, and then here I have asked the number of books he or she wants to return. After that I am storing that value and incrementing in the number of books available in the library, and then I have created a display function. In the same way I have created another class called faculty which also implements the library function, and in the same way I have created return book and borrow book, the same thing, no changes. And then when I come to the main function, I have declared 2 boolean variables b and b2. Here I have initialized them as b and b2 as true, and then I have created array of objects for faculty and students both. And then here inside while loop I am displaying the choices which the program will do. And then as the user enters the choices, I am asking add details for 3 students. After the details are entered, I am initializing the count as 0. And then after that I am inside the while loop I am asking the user to enter the student ID for which he or she needs to do the operation. Once he enters the ID, then what I am doing is I am comparing that ID with the register numbers entered before. So if it matches, then I'll increment the count, and then I'll show them the options, which all options which this function will be doing, like borrow book, return book, display and exit. And then I'm asking to enter the choice. So if they want to borrow book, then I'm putting that borrow book inside try and catch, since that borrow book function throws exception. So inside try I have called the function borrow book, and in catch I'm getting that exception object uh, as an argument, and then I'm printing it. And then for case 2, case 3 and 4, return book, display. In the same way for faculty also I have done that. So let me run this program and show you. So enter the choice. Suppose if I enter 1, now they're asking to enter the name of the student, Justin, UR16. CS213 in CSE and job in US16 ME234 department mechanical. The same way Jones US16 AE 456 Air. After that, I'm getting a query called enter the student ready to perform operations. This time I'm going to do the operation for US16 ME234, that is for jobbing. Now after that they are asking how many books I wanna borrow, so let it be 1. So enter the number of books. So if I enter less than 5, then we can see the book is issued successfully and the due date is also given. Suppose if again I wanna get borrow book for another user, let this be for 456, that is Jones. So again if I want to borrow book, if I want the number of books as 12, you can see it's displaying experiment 7 dot my exception, you cannot borrow more than 5 books. So this is what this program does, is like whenever we are limiting the number of books which a student or faculty can borrow. So if the student borrows more than 5 books, then we are throwing an exception. In the same way, if faculty borrows more than 7 books, then we are throwing exception. So what this exception does is like it will not stop, it will go on, right? So it won't stop the current execution of the program, and then whenever there's an exception, it will display the message called this exception has happened, or then in this program you can see that you cannot borrow more than 5 books. Like that the messages will be displayed. So I hope you understood the program. It is the same program which I did for the 6th experiment, that is interfaces. Just some addition into that code, that is I'm added created my own exception, that is my exception, which is extending the throwable class, and then you need to put it inside try and catch, and just the borrow book function you should throw my exceptions. So I hope you understood the program. Thank you for watching my video.